Receiving a roofing estimate means that you're on your way to getting some roof work completed. But how exactly do you read through this document, and what do the things in it mean? By the end of this video, you'll know about what you should see in a roofing estimate, including costs, work to be completed, materials, payment, as well as licenses and certifications. When reviewing a roofing estimate, it's important to understand the various cost components that make up the overall price. These components include labor costs, material costs, overhead expenses, and the profit margin. The labor costs are associated with the skill level of the workers who will be installing your new roof and the complexity of the job, as well as the time required to complete the project. The complexity of the roof affects labor costs because it affects the time needed to complete the work, and the skill level of the workers will greatly affect costs, as workers who have been roofing for decades have the ability to charge more for their labor than those who just got in the game. Meanwhile, material costs will depend on the quality and brand of the materials used, and overhead expenses refer to the costs of running the roofing company, like insurance, rent, and office supplies. Finally, the profit margin is the amount of money that the roofing company intends to make on the project. This will vary depending on the company's overhead expenses and the competition that they face in the market. Some estimates may also include additional costs, such as permit fees or disposal costs for old roofing materials. In most roofing estimates that you'll see, the labor and overhead costs will be automatically factored into the line item materials lists, so the amount that you see after all that's added up should still be the amount that you pay. And there shouldn't be any cost labeled as labor or overhead heaped on top at the end of the project. In our estimate, we go through the work that we plan to do right at the beginning of it. That way there aren't any misunderstandings about what will be done as we talk about the materials that will be used for the project. The proposal should show ways that the company plans to protect your yard, what they will do to complete the work, tear off and install of the materials selected, how they'll clean up the job site, who will be on the job site, as well as warranty information. Your contractor should also include sections about what they will and won't do out of their normal range of work. For example, we have a clause about relining a satellite or redoing interior sheetrock for skylight replacements. These are the sorts of things that may need to be done after getting a roof replacement, but aren't in the wheelhouse of the roofing contractor. As far as warranty information goes, there are likely to be a couple of different things to look for, as most products and works will have differing kinds of warranties covering different aspects of the job. For our work, we have listed our 5 to 10 year workmanship warranty, which covers any potential errors on the part of the contractor, as well as a 50-year warranty against manufacturer's defects, not including standard wear. As you're flipping, or a lot of times these days scrolling through the estimate, you're going to be running across a lot of materials and terminology that you might not be entirely familiar with. Hopefully, the contractor will have included brief descriptions and images of the different parts of the roofing system to help you understand it. Most roof replacements should have some combination of shingles, ice and water shield, underlayment, flashing, drip edge, starter strips, and roof decking. What all that means is a bit too much to go into in this video, but if you'd like to learn more, check out our video about the materials that go into a roof replacement. If your estimate is missing some of those materials, ask your contractor about it. They should be able to explain why your home doesn't need flashing in particular areas, or why they want to use a specific kind of shingle or roof vent. A key section to look for in any proposal is how and when you'll be expected to pay for the work. Some contractors may ask for deposits up front or may charge additional fees for certain methods of payment, like using financing or credit cards. This is a section that should be read carefully, as you don't want to get surprised with anything in the long run. Any roofing company worth its salt will have the appropriate licenses and certificates shown prominently in the proposal. If those things aren't there, there's a pretty solid chance that the company just doesn't have them. Depending on the state that you live in, contractors may not need to be licensed in their specific area, or to even hold a general contractor's license if they just want to do the work. Those that are, though, will have demonstrated their knowledge and ability to complete the work at a high level. Roofing manufacturers like GAF, CertainTeed, and Owens Corning all have their own certification programs for contractors to show their prestige and status. The rewards for achieving these levels include being able to show the badge in places like the Roofing Estimate, which helps homeowners know the level of expertise that the company has. Now that you've learned more about roofing estimates, I hope you're starting to feel more confident in taking the next steps in your roofing process. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.